Hey, good evening. Here we are, Psalm number 44 this evening. Psalm number 44. The psalmist is having a hard time. You're having a hard time? Maybe you're having a hard time right now. Here's 26 verses of someone who's having a hard time. Really, they're looking about at their nation and saying, our whole nation's having a hard time, God. Says, what's wrong? We don't understand it. Have you forsaken us? And they end up with trying to wake God up. They feel like God's gone to sleep on them. So let's look. He starts out right here. It starts out, the first part of the psalm is very positive. And he says, we remember how great you've treated us in the past, Lord. Verse 1, Psalm 44. We've heard with our ears, O God. Our fathers have told us what work thou did in the days, in the times of old. Kind of Christianize that and think, isn't it been great to hear the previous generations tell us about the great days and great things that God did for them in their lives in the past, and we can pass it on to the next ones, just like Israel said. Our forefathers told us what great things that you did for our nation, how you did drive out the heathen with your hand and plantest them, and how you did afflict the people and cast them out. He's talking about when he brought Israel into the promised land and drove out the heathen. And he says, for they got not, they being their forefathers, they got not the land in possession by their own sword, neither did their right arm save them, but thy right hand. Now they went in and did everything they could with their sword and their right hand, but they realized, hey, that it's God that's in control here. And they said, we recognize that we didn't enter into the promised land and take it by our own strength. After all, we just went around Jericho to start with a parade, and God collapsed it, and then we went in and took care of them. He said they recognize that God's in all that. By your right hand, your arm, and your light of countenance, because you had favor unto them. And if you're a Christian, then God didn't drive out your enemies. I mean, you didn't drive out your enemies on your own, but God did. He's the one who redeemed you. He's the one who saved you on Calvary's cross. And he did it because as a favor unto you, or showed grace unto you. Thou art my king, O God. If you're a Christian, you can say that. God's my king. Command deliverances for God's people. Jacob, he's praying here. Through thee, God, will we push down our enemies. Through thy name we'll tread them under that rise up against us. For I'll not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. I'm going to trust in God. My only hope's in God. But you've saved us from our enemies. And our enemies, Christians, death, hell, and the grave. God saved us from that through Calvary's cross. And you've put them to shame that hated us. We'll say that when we get to heaven, right? The ones that hated the church throughout this world, when we get to heaven, we'll know that God put them to shame. In God we boast all the day long. I'm going to brag on the Lord. I'm going to brag on Jesus, not on myself, and praise thy name forever. Selah, place to stop and think. Now, the psalm shifts gears, though. He says, I know you've done all that good stuff in the past, Lord, but where are you right now? Thou hast cast off and put us to shame, and goest not forth with our armies. Thou makest us to turn back from the enemy, and they which hate us spoil us for themselves. Thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and hast scattered us among the heathen. Thou sellest thy people for naught, and dost not increase thy wealth by their price. Thou makest a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to them that are round about us. Looks like the world's winning, Lord. Where are you? What's happening to God's people? Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. My confusion's continually before me. I don't understand. And the shame of my face has covered me. For the voice of him that reproaches and blasphemeth by reason of the enemy and avenger, all this has come upon us. Yet we've not forgotten you, neither have we dealt falsely in thy covenant. He's saying, why, God? Why is this happening, right? Our heart's not turned back, neither have our steps declined from thy way. saying comes to my head. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. That's what the psalmist, why is this bad stuff happening to us? You have sore broken us in the place of dragons or jackals out in the wilderness and covered us with the shadow of death. If we've forgotten the name of our God or stretched out our hands to a strange God, shall not God search this out? For he knows the secrets of the heart. Yea, for thy sake are we killed all the day long. We're counted as sheep for the slaughter. Awake, why sleepest thou, O Lord? He thought God's gone to sleep on him. Arise, cast us not off forever. Wherefore hidest thou thy face, and forgettest our affliction and our oppression? For our souls bowed down to the dust, and our belly cleaveth unto the earth. Arise for our help, and redeem us for your mercy's sake. Not for any other reason, but because of who you are, God. And there's a psalm that you can always identify if you feel sometimes like, where's God in all this mess that's going on in my life? He's still there. And do like the psalmist, just to say, I'm not going to forget about you. I'm going to continue to pray, God, until I pray through, because I know that you're still there. But just like the psalmist, I think later on he found out that God had a purpose and God had a plan, and God hadn't forgotten his people. See you next time.